Hello everyone, so what we're doing today is factorising trinomial expressions. Okay, so first of all, what is a trinomial? A trinomial is a polynomial with three terms, so let's have a wee look at this. You can see you've got term 1, which is ax squared, term 2 is bx, and term 3 is your plus c. So that's how we've got three terms, and that is called a trinomial. Trinomials can be factorised using a method called the AC method. What I want to do before we do that is just talk about what A, B, and C actually are. So A is the coefficient of x squared. So that basically tells me how many x squareds I have. B is the coefficient of x. So that tells me how many x's I have. And C is just a constant number at the end. Now, when we are identifying A, B, and C, I would like you to write down whether it has a plus or minus sign, because that is important. It's really easy to make mistakes with signs in this. So just make sure that whenever you can write a sign, do it, plus or minus. What we're going to do today is start with an example, a nice easy one. We are going to go with x squared plus 4x plus 4. And what we're going to do first is identify A, B, and C. So I will do this just now. And what I would say is most of your working for this gets done in a helpline. So immediately when you get these questions, get your helpline written, and then you can work through it. So A is going to be plus 1 because I have 1x squared. B is going to be plus 4 because I have 4x's, and the constant at the end is also a plus 4. The second thing I want to do is the AC table. So this is where the AC method comes from. It's by using the AC table. Let me show you how this works. So we've got a B term, which is a plus, and an AC, which is times. So what we're going to use is we're going to use the value for B, and we're going to put this immediately down into here. So that's plus 4. We've got AC. That means we've got A multiplied by C. So that is plus 1 times plus 4, which is plus 4. Now what I need to do with this is find a factor pair for AC so that when we add it together, we get plus 4x. Now, when I say add, obviously if you add a subtraction, it becomes a subtraction overall, but still you could say you're adding. So that's just a loose term for adding or subtracting. So we're going to take this plus 4 and we're going to do 1 and 4 and 2 and 2. Now, this plus 4 tells me that both of my signs for my factor pair has to be the same, because a plus 4 can be made, plus in a multiplication can be made up of either minus times a minus or a plus times a plus. And in this case, because I want to get a plus 4 as my overall answer for adding, I know that both the signs are going to be plus, because plus 2 plus 4 gives me plus 4, which is our B term. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to do a substitution. Now, this is a statement, and I would write this down because it links what we're doing here to the actual question. So I would write this statement in full. And the statement is to sub the bx value, which is plus 4x. I'm going to write just above that, bx, to be equal to plus 2x plus 2x. Now that is factor 1 and then factor 2. Okay, so we're going to take the 4x out from the main question, and instead we're going to put plus 2x plus 2x. So let's just do that just now. We've got x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to split that in half, and we're going to find the common factor of each half. And we're going to find the common factor for each half. So here we are. Let's get the common factor for this half here. So x is coming out. What's going inside? X plus 2. Now here's the thing. This is kind of like going into the next stage, but it's fine. The bracket has to be the same. bracket has to be the same. In fact, I'll just put that on in the note so it's there for you. So if your bracket isn't the same, basically you've made a mistake. So just bear that in mind. So we've got 2 and inside we've got x plus 2. Excellent, our brackets are the same. And to finish off the question, what we're going to do is we're going to take that bracket as a new common factor. And then what's left over makes your remaining bracket. So that makes the other bracket. So let's have a look. We have x plus 2, that is the original bracket coming down. I do x and I do plus 2. And what I would do in an exam situation is I'd actually draw those arrows just to remind you of where it comes from. It's good practice. We're going to do a few more examples, so don't worry if you didn't get that first time. Hopefully we'll get it in the next few examples that we have. So our second example is 3x squared minus 5x minus 12. Now you see that we have some negative terms in here, so this is going to make our AC table slightly more interesting. So we have a is equal to plus 3 because there are 3 x's, x squared, sorry. B is equal to minus 5 because there's minus 5 x's, and C is minus 12. What I'm going to do is an AC table, so I've got B, which is your plus term, and then I've got AC, which is your multiplying term. So what am I putting in this column? I'm literally putting my B value, which is minus 5, and in AC I've got plus 3 times minus 12, and that is minus 36. What does that tell me about the factor pairs? Well, because it's a minus, the way we get a minus through multiplying is by having one positive value and one negative value. So that's what we're going to have here. 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, 6 and 6. So which pair which factor pair is going to give me minus 5? This is the only pair that can give me a 5. Now we need to just make sure we're getting the signs right. So it's minus 9 plus 4. Now let's just check that. So when I multiply these together, I'm going to get minus 36. And 4 minus 9 is minus 5. So this all works out really nicely for me. So I'm just going to write that sub-statement now. So it's sub minus 5x is equal to minus 9x plus 4x. I would advise that if you have a negative term, you put it first when you have this sort of situation, just because it's easier when picking out the common factors. So I'm now going to put that in the next line. 3x squared minus 9x plus 4x minus 12. Split in half, let's get common factors. Common factor in this bit, we've got a number 3 and we have x. And we have x minus 3. And here we have plus 4. Now remember, the bracket has got to be the same. So if I don't get the same bracket, I made a mistake. Well, luckily for us, I haven't. What do we do now? That bracket is our common factor because it's common in both terms. So here's term 1, here's term 2. Both of these terms have a bracket in them. The bracket comes out as common factor. What's left over comes in, et voila, your answer. I have one more for us to do today, and that is 2x squared minus 7x plus 13. It's not plus 13, it's plus 3, sorry, apologies. So what I'm going to do is exactly what I've done before. You see the process will not change. A is equal to plus 2, B is equal to minus 7, and C is equal to plus 3. We're going to do our AC table. So plus b is equal to minus 7, and AC is plus 2 times plus 3, which is equal to plus 6. So I know that both of the factor pairs are going to have the same sign. So I have 1 and 6, and I've got 2 and 3. I need to get minus 7 from these. So both of my signs are negative. And it's going to be a minus 1, minus 6. Now, I'm going to do my substatement. So sub minus 7x to be equal to minus x minus 6x. Let's put it in. 2x squared minus x minus 6x plus 3. We've split it in half. We're going to take the common factor. I've got x open bracket. What's going inside? 2x minus 1. Now remember, our bracket has to be the same. So I'm going to take out a minus 3 in this case and hope that it works. But when you have the situation when you're pulling out a negative as a common factor, please check the last bracket. Minus 3 times 2x is minus 6, so that's working. Minus 3 times minus 1 is a plus 3, so that also works. So this is all good. So the common factor is now the bracket. And what's left over is coming out as your final answer. So I hope that's been useful for you. Please like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you the next time.